Hey spin enthusiasts, so you need to buy some new gloves and you don't know which brand to go with. I've got two different ones here today that I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna go over some of the pros and cons of each and compare them so you can decide which brand might be better for your purposes. The first one I'm gonna show you is my old favorite, the Ever-Dri glove. I remember when these were like brand new and DSI just started making guard gloves that were specific to color guards, so these were like super exciting to me since before this we had basically just used weightlifting gloves. The thing with these is that they're really, really thick. There's a lot of padding here, especially right across the knuckle pads and here at the base of your thumb, which are 2 points that get hit a lot whenever you're spinning a weapon in color guard. They slide on nice and easy. I really like the size consistency of the Ever-Dris. I've basically always worn the same size and never had any variations in size whenever I get these guys. Whereas some of the old like cheap weightlifting gloves, sometimes I wear a large, sometimes I wear a medium, I never really know. With the Ever-Dris, I'm always the same size, so that's awesome. So kind of tossing this over and over again, it's awesome because like I was saying, the padding is exactly where it needs to be in order to take the most impact from the gun hitting you in the hands. Drawback I will say to these, and I hear this from my students all the time, is if you have performers who are coming from a program that don't wear gloves, these can be hard to get used to because there's so much padding inside the palm. So there's kind of an issue of being able to grip the equipment. If you're used to being able to grip it directly on your skin, then this padding might feel like it's getting in the way. It's not, and especially when you get a new pair of gloves, they kind of need to be broken in and it's a little bit thinner than when they're brand new. But I know that with younger performers, they sometimes have this issue if they started learning without gloves. Switching to having to wear gloves is really hard for them because they feel like they can't feel their equipment, they feel like they can't grip it. These are my new gloves. These are the gloves made by Designs by King, which these guys are the ones who manufacture the absolute best sabers that you can get in the color guard industry. They do make their own gloves now, and just this is not the first time I've worn these. I have spun with them a little bit in my videos. Just putting them on for the first time, one thing that I will notice is that this padding on the thumb comes all the way down to the wrist, which is cool because that spot on your wrist gets hit a lot, especially if you're spinning saber. Also has the padding right across the knuckle pads here and in the palm, just like the Ever-Dris do. This one wraps up around the finger as well, just like the Ever-Dris do. The thing is though, I will say it's not as thick. Even being like brand new, I don't feel like there's as much bulk in my hands, which, as I was discussing before about your new performers needing to learn how to spin with gloves, this might be a better option just because they are a little bit thinner and it might be easier for them to get used to the difference of spinning with gloves versus spinning without gloves. So while the padding is a little bit thinner, it doesn't quite take as much impact from the rifle as the Ever-Dri gloves did. So I will say my hands feel protected and padded, but for me personally, I'm kind of a baby when it comes to hitting my hands with my weapon. So I really want it to be that nice thick padding because it's not got as much padding in it and it's not going to take as much impact. The sizing between the two is a little bit different. The Ever-Dri, I wear a large in Ever-Dris, and the Ever-Dri large, you know, like I was saying before, it fits my hand perfectly. This large, I feel it's a bit looser, and so I think as I keep wearing it, it's probably gonna loosen up a little bit. So I would probably have chosen to go with a medium in the Designs by King gloves, just because it's a little bit looser on my hand than I would like, and I know that as I wear it, it's gonna loosen up quite a bit as well. So the sizing runs a little bit bigger on these, but another cool thing about them is whenever I'm looking at the gloves side by side, I can actually see that the King wrist portion is a little bit longer than the Ever-Dri. And like I was saying before, this pad that comes down onto the wrist is really, really useful, really, really helpful versus the Ever-Dri, which kind of just stops here, and this elastic is not much protection against if you hit your wrist with your saber or you hit your wrist with any of your weapons. So I will be dropping links for you guys to go order these gloves in the description below. As far as asking me which one I prefer, honestly, they're both awesome gloves. I hope that I'm just presenting this to you as some facts about the gloves that will help you decide which one is good for your program. And while you're at it, why don't you guys come be a patron on our Patreon account? There are so many benefits to being a patron. Whenever we create exclusive content or we do behind the scenes or anything like that, it all goes to our patrons privately. So basically those members kind of get a little bit more. They do get to see all of the performances of our Winter Guard show during the season versus the YouTube channel, which basically only gets to see our final performance and little snippets of the performance throughout the vlog. So if you are really a die-hard spin enthusiast and you just love Color Guard and want to really stay involved and stay up on it, come become a patron. You can sign up for as little as $1, and don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Color Guard is so much more fun when you can do it on a team.